Action. All right. So, first, do you want to share your name? And
All right, my name is Tyrone Watson. I'm 18. I'm a part of Mentoring Positives, and y'all finna hear my story.
all right. Starting, how old were you, or when you moved to Madison?
14.
14?
14. I was just turning 15. I was on the verge of turning 15. Yes.
And why did you guys move here?
Honestly, I moved here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
My mom didn't come with me. My brothers and sisters didn't come with me. I came on my own. I moved in with my aunt. So it was basically like too much drama in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm from, Chicago, Illinois. So yeah, it was too much drama out there for me. I was getting into too much trouble. I seen it and I wanted to change it, but I knew it'd take time. So I had to go somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
Not saying that Madison quiet, but I had to go somewhere quiet enough to achieve what I wanted to, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. What part of Chicago are you from?
The north side, northwest side. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but 2450 was a project building off Madison and Western, right there, and then Lebanon and Moyne over in the Park area, Humboldt Park area, yeah, around there. And then I lived out south for a couple of years, toward like 90th and Greenwood, like over there towards the rink, and yeah, like it's just, I've been all around Chicago, if you ask me.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're more at home in Chicago or Madison?
I mean, it's kind of even now, but every time I go to Chicago, it ain't never a feeling like that. Like, that's always gonna be home. Like, that's home. Like, that's where I was born and raised.
Yeah.
So, like, when I get there, it's just like, oh, snap, I'm back.
Nice. Yeah. And has some of your family moved up with you now?
No.
No. And you're living right now?
On my own. I don't live on my own no more.
Nice. But you were with your aunt initially?
Yes.
Cool. So what part of Madison did you grow up in then after you moved?
Right across the street.
Right across the street?
Nice.
Nice. And when you were younger, like before you moved to Madison, what did you want to be as you were growing up?
I wanted to be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Started from an NFL player to an NBA player to a veterinarian. Like, it was a lot of things. Like, people didn't even see it in me, but I seen it in myself. Like, I knew what I wanted. It was just hard getting past the obstacles to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And now, how's that changed? Like, so you said you went from NBA or NFL to NBA to vet, and is it stayed on vet, or is it now what? Entrepreneur?
Yeah, Will Green convinced me to turn into an entrepreneur.
Business is never bad.
It's never.
No.
I see that right now, and I'm 18. Like, I like business.
Yeah.
Like,
are you thinking about going to school for business?
not necessarily. I mean, the things that I got in mind, I wouldn't even have to go to school to be in business, but I think that, like, going to school for, like, network marketing and stuff like that, it'll help what I'm trying to do a lot.
Nice.
So.
Did you, what type of business are you thinking of starting? Like, it doesn't you don't have to pick one, but.
Not even, like, starting a business, but, like, eventually I want to have something like Mentoring Positives, if not be like the co-owner of Mentoring Positive, like right next to Will up there somewhere.
You like the work that's done here?
Yeah.
You see value in it?
Yeah, because, like, honestly, it changed me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it wasn't for Will
Mm-hmm.
and me coming across the street every day,
Yeah.
I would have been still out there doing what I was doing.
Right. And what were you doing before? Do you want to talk about
I was, like, I'm gonna say what in my slang, hitting licks, smoking, drinking, and I was young. Like, I was young. Like, I was wasting my time, basically. Like, everything that a 14-year-old wasn't supposed to be doing, I was probably doing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And what were the steps that it took Will and or someone else or yourself to cross the street every day? Like, you said you wanted to go someplace quiet from Chicago, and you came here, and you were new in the neighborhood, right?
But, like, this how it started. I'm gonna just give you, like, the the small like run of it. When I first got down here, I stayed in the house for about the first 2 weeks, you know, because I ain't know nobody. I didn't really feel like being bothered with other people because I still had my temper. So, you know, I just stayed away from everybody. I felt like it was okay, you know. Then I finally came outside one day with my cousin, and I met the person who I still hang out with every day today, Eric. His name is Eric Akins. And then I met Maurice Banks, who y'all probably gonna meet later on. Arthur.
Yeah.
I met Ace, well, Aaron, aka Ace Book. Just a lot of people that I connected with instantly, and like Eric basically told me like, hey, come across the street. I'm like, what's across the street? He tricked me. He like we finna go hoop. I'm like, all right, come on. So we go across the street. We talking for like 45 minutes. I'm like, man, I thought we was gonna hoop. The whole time, like I wasn't really complaining about the talking because like everything that we was talking about was relevant in my life, and like every time we come here, it's always relevant. It's never like a topic that you don't feel as a young African American over here. Like even I don't want to say white, but like Caucasian, like even a younger Caucasian.
You can say white.
Yeah. Well, even the younger white people, like my homie Xavier, like he was sitting there like, I understand exactly where y'all coming from. Like it's not just African Americans out here that's getting hurt that badly by certain situations. Like everybody feel it.
This community.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you feel like? So you obviously felt like, all right, you kind of got tricked, but then the subject matter was relevant. And what kind of subjects were you talking about?
Basically about how it's hard out here for a young African American, how Wisconsin is '1 for locking young African Americans up. Some months we'll do like hip hop artists like Tupac and Nas and there's other people like that, Jay-Z, and then we'll be talking about like there was one topic we was talking about our fathers, like fathers, how they wasn't around like that, and then it just like after that conversation that we had, I told myself like if I was to ever have a child, like I'm not going nowhere. Like that's what made me decide like to this day like I'm not going nowhere. I got a 18-month-old son right now. I seen him every day of his life.
That's awesome, man.
So like,
what's his name?
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
He's a junior.
Nice.
I'm a junior, but he's a Tyrone Junior.
Tyrone the third.
Yeah, I call him Junior.
Junior. Yeah, I like the junior squared.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you're a new father.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like that. I'm glad that you're building up these questions, man. Because I like literally like I was like I wonder what I'm gonna ask today. like I just kind of keeping them open ended, and you can expand wherever you want to go. You don't have to talk about again anything you don't want to talk about. So you were talking about your father, or you said that the group talked about fathers and then not being around. Did it help having a support group like of people that you played sports with, but you also talked about these issues with?
Like once we got on the court, after those conversations, it was like a duo. Like the whole team had chemistry. Just like off the court, the whole team has chemistry. Like even the people who not from here and they come here and talk about it, like if they not a part of mentoring positives, they eventually want to be.
Right.
Like they come here and they'll come for like 2 weeks straight just to listen, and then afterwards they don't care about the 30-minute conversations. They don't, cause like it's just telling us stuff that we need to know and stuff that we already know, but we haven't been able to talk about with other people.
And is there any other space like that you've encountered, like in Chicago and or in Madison?
No.
None, not at all?
No.
And has there been any other organizations reaching out to Darbo in particular that allow for that space?
No. I haven't seen, in my 18 years of living, I haven't seen a program like Mentoring Positives. That's why I've been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
It's just unique. Like it's just like you pulling people off the streets and making them stay. Like not even making them, convincing them to stay by literature and basketball. Like how do you do that?
I don't know. Will knows. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, like, it's the hook. He used basketball as the hook, and then once he when you do the hook, the words out of it's the bait.
Yeah.
Like the conversations out of bait. Like,
And he builds. Does he build on the healthy relationships like that peer
Yes.
group that you met? Like they were like, all right, this is something good in the neighborhood. Did that peer group introduce you to other things that were good in Madison?
Mhm.
Yeah.
like just the group, like our group right now, it's basically introduced me to I wouldn't say different groups in Madison. I'd say like finding myself as a person.
All right.
Like,
Yeah, I get that.
Like it's you can ask anybody that's been here. Like if you stick around through this, if you willing to stick around, because honestly, like not everybody stays. Not everybody. Most people that, well, I wouldn't say most people. Some people that come here, they stubborn, hard headed, don't want to listen, think they finna get rich on the streets. Basically.
Right.
They don't want to listen. That's okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, they will come back.
Right.
Like regardless, everybody comes back.
Right.
Like it's just a group. It's a hook. Like
Right. Well, there's no silver bullet solution. Otherwise, someone would have already done it, right?
exactly.
Do you feel like when you face challenges after you were 14, 15, working with a peer group, and what challenges did you face? Like when you moved to Madison after you met people and started working with Will, that the group and yourself kind of reacted to and responded to? Did you have a bigger social network and security net? I guess social security net. If that's a thing.
I don't really know how to answer that question.
Yeah, sorry, maybe I should ask that differently.
Yeah.
So like if you were to, where did you go to high school here?
East.
East, yeah. And did you try out for the basketball team there?
Yeah, I tried out once, but I already knew I wasn't gonna make it because my grades weren't up to par.
Yeah.
But it was like I tried out just to show the coach like
Right.
I should be on this team.
That's fine. It's good. Definitely good to show your stuff. And also, so when you were gonna try out, getting yourself up to try out, was that just you, or was that like?
Nah, it was more like, I mean, cause the year before that I had the opportunity to play football, and like where my head was at the moment, I was just like, no,
Yeah.
forget that football.
Yeah.
But in Chicago, I play football every day.
Yeah. What position did you like?
Running back.
Nice. That's tough.
And I played quarterback my last year.
Yeah?
Playing in Chicago.
Head in the swivel then.
But like it'll be like every time I cock back to throw the ball, I look like he not open and just run. So
You were dual threat, but the receivers weren't open. And so with up to tryouts and also with your grades, did your grades improve?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you what kind of work did you have to do do
Like after, honestly, I took the easy way out. If that it makes sense. I took the easy way out. It was basically like my grades were so horrible at a point in time where I was just like, I'm not going to school no more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
Mhm.
But then I sat down and thought about like, I can't just do that. So I'm just like, I got involved with Project Grow. I went to go sit down with my counselor.
Yeah.
Got involved with Project Grow.
What's for Project Grow?
Project Grow is basically it's like a program for 3 hours a day for seniors.
Yeah.
It's like you doing work in there, but you're not all involved with everybody around you. You know what I mean? Because at the time I was kind of like antisocial, I guess you could say. I didn't really like people. I still don't really like people, but I gotta deal with people in order to progress. Like,
And if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you gotta deal with people. You gotta deal.
So
with people.
I'm learning to change that. This
Yeah.
program is helping me change that a lot. So, I mean, it's still there sometimes, but like it's not. But basically, Project Road is like 3 hour a day program. It basically fits your schedule. Like my schedule is from it's from 11 to 2. So it's like I had all day to probably do whatever I wanted to do. So as long as I went there every day, it was.
You could
I could
get your
graduate
degree.
with my high school diploma, my
Nice.
normal high school diploma, but that didn't work out because I ended up having a son.
Yeah. So you had a whole nother set of
Yeah,
responsibilities.
after that I was just like, I had to kind of fall back from that, so then I ended up getting kicked out of there, and then I ended up going to the program at MATC.
Oh, is that the GED program?
Yeah. It's like not an HSCD program.
HSCD program?
Yeah, like a little bit higher than GED, but not a high school diploma.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I ended up going to that, and then I ended up finishing out through that. So
Nice.
yeah,
So you stuck with it?
basically.
Yeah.
Road didn't work, but I went on and finished anyway. Like
When you're feeling like, in my own life, been different than yours for sure.
Yeah.
But I've also come against the wall a couple times, and I know that I have certain people in my life that I can go to and talk with. Do you feel like this is one of those places where you can like check in?
I know
them?
for a fact I can always come talk to Will. Then a couple of the guys that I met through the program, I know I can talk to them about anything that I want. Prue, another person, like he very influential. Like he can sit down and talk to you for an hour and not even realize it was an hour. It feel like it was 10 minutes because the conversations are so good like that. Like
Nice.
you can talk to either one of them, whichever way. And then like the best part about it, you don't walk up to them and be like, "What's up, sir?" and stuff like that. I walk up, I be like, "Man, what's up, bro?"
Yeah.
You shake his hand like I shake anybody else hand. Like it's just like it's like a family in here basically.
And do you feel like so what so, and I asked you about I've kind of covered like the impact of the program work with Will, because I think that like you've spoken to it. Is there anything more you would want to say like about how the program work impacted your life currently?
Right now currently I'm working full time at the airport.
Yeah.
I'm with a business called World Ventures part time, but hopefully it's not part time for too much longer because I see more progression in that than I do at the airport. To still taking care of my son, you know, just doing little side stuff, like little stuff on the side. Like I had a temp job for, basically I was getting paid $600 a week. Like as long as it's benefiting me and the people that I care about, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna try my best to finish it out. I'm gonna stick it out. Like right now, I'm so motivated, it don't even make no sense. Like
It's amazing.
I got my own website at 18.
Yeah, that's who helped you with the web design? Did you do it all yourself? Or
Nah, it's basically the business that I'm working with right now. I gotta go to a meeting after this right here. So.
Oh, I should let you get to play.
Nah, that's okay.
All right, go. All right.
I like talking about this.
Good. And then so I guess you kind of covered this a little bit too, but how do you view your role in your community now and with your family? Like you said, you've been very focused on being a father, which is very commendable always, you know. But what about the community? Like you're starting this new business, and
I might seem busy, but I'm not. I'm never too busy to help the community. Like if Will call and tell me he needs help with something, 9 times out of 10, if I'm not the second person he calls, I'm probably the third. I know the first person he probably gonna call is Prue.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like it's just like when it comes down to helping the community, that's how we ended up getting started, to help the community. That's why he started. So why wouldn't I help him help other people?
Right, and that's kind of what you want to do as well.
Yeah.
And have you been? So you said you might go into doing a marketing program, but you're still finding it fits. So your career path, as far as the entrepreneurship, it's going to be community. It's going to help. You would like it to have a similar effect that Mentoring Positives had, and same vein. What do you see beyond that? Like not just the business, but how do you see yourself, your family, and your business growing into Madison as a community as a whole?
I see it like basically. I wouldn't say fitting in, because I want this community to stand out.
All right. So raising it up.
Yeah. Like I mean, like if you go outside, you look at it, it's just like the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the hood. It's dark, but they call it D block. You feel me? D block. We trying to change that. We don't want that.
So. And how would you want to maintain the community that's here?
Yeah, I still want the same people to be over here. Like the people, they cool, you feel me, and they will eventually grow with the community.
Yeah.
Or if they don't grow with the community and they don't like how it is, then they might leave. You know what I mean? Because they, but like at the same time, like this community is gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
Like Will been over here 12 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's gonna change. He's motivated. He didn't leave for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'm not finna leave until he does.
Right.
Like the moment, the second I see that Will's starting to give up on MP, is the second that I probably slap him.
I don't really see him giving up on it,
Exactly.
but I let him know. He doesn't want to get smacked.
I tell him that too. Like,
yeah.
The second you start to, because
I've never seen him even falter on it.
His purpose is much bigger than mine.
Mm-hmm.
His purpose, like he started this. His purpose is way stronger than mine.
How is your relations then, as a community member here with? You said it was one of the things you talked about kind of taking it back into some of the problem areas. But how did you notice that Wisconsin was a hard place to be a black man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second I got out of here.
Yeah. From Chicago to here.
Yeah. Especially like from Chicago, I didn't see as much when I was in Chicago.
Right.
Like it's way harder.
Yeah.
Like it's like you walk down the street and like people just I'm like that.
He doesn't fit the
Yeah. Like I got messed with police officers just walking down Darbo because they thought I was doing something that I wasn't. Like,
how has that happened a lot here?
It's probably happened like 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah, about 4 times since I've lived in Madison. Like
it's happened only like twice to me. I think it's the beard. Do you like the community police officer here?
I mean, I don't really like. I'm from Chicago. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna put this out there. Yeah. I don't really like police like that.
That makes sense.
But I have no problem with them.
Right, I understand
like,
that as well.
I wouldn't cause a problem or cause any attention to have the police come my way. I don't have a problem with them, but it's not like I'm walking up to them like introducing myself because that's information they already know. They know everybody in the neighborhood.
That's true.
Like I was walking down the street, he was like one of the officers outside. What's up, Tyrone? I look. Wait. How you doing?
Yeah.
I kept walking. Like they know.
They know,
but they don't. Like they know to a certain extent, like what's going on. Like especially the people who's doing bad in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Like they know about them too, even though the people that's doing it probably don't know.
Yeah.
They know.
Police. And now you and your family, you're setting down roots here. And how would you, I guess, not see Darbo change in any significant way, but how would you like to see it improve? Like
I'd like to see like
your definition of improvement too, not mine.
I'd like to see something like just have everybody actually come together and make a change. Like not everybody over here gets along. I want to see everybody actually outside playing with each other. Although the younger kids may do it, the older people don't. Mm-hmm. Like,
what do you think changes in those years, like when they're younger to older?
I mean, I think it's just like throughout high school, people just separate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like once they start in elementary school, they skin tight, you know. Mm-hmm. But then once they get to high school, it's a completely different story. Mm-hmm. Like as long as people in the community could see, like, just stick together and it'll help out everybody around you. Mm-hmm. Like just try to help everybody. Don't think about just yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's what everybody here needs to wake up and see. Like we had a community meeting, only a couple people came from this neighborhood, and everybody, like the Darbo neighborhood, and then everybody who lived around it came.
Like, how did that experience make you feel?
It was just like, I mean, yeah, we gonna do what we can, but without the actual community,
right? We
can't really do as much as we're able to.
Is that one thing that Will talks about? Is that getting the community together, organized, and engaging in a community meeting with the other communities that surround Darbo?
Yeah. Like we've been trying to, you know, we still working on like getting the entire community here. We've been talking about going like door to door, knocking on people's door, like handing them flyers, letting them know the information to it and stuff like that. But like we've done enough events that everybody knows what MP is in this community.
Right. A lot of people know outside of the community now.
Yeah.
What were you involved with Off the Block Salsa at all, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Off the Block Salsa, it was basically like, man, because my friend Eric walked up to me again, he like, man, bro, I'm finna get rich. I'm like, I'm trying to get rich. He like, join out, he like, get involved with Off the Block Salsa. I'm like, all right, man. So we ended up, we going to farms. We going. It's like 100.
Have you ever been to a farm before?
Right. No, it's like 100 degrees outside. We watering plants. I'm like, man, what is this? Then we actually get in the kitchen. We in there till like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, like actually like making sauce. And then we talk to like Metcalf Cafe and stuff like that, like just sitting down talking to different people about it. I mean, it hasn't necessarily took off yet. Yeah. But that's another thing where I say like entrepreneurship. Right. I'm involved with that too. Off the Block Salsa with mentoring positives.
And how did that work with Off the Block Salsa affect your understanding of business and starting your own business and getting a web page at 18? And
all the business meetings that we were attending.
Yeah. So you learned just by doing
a lot. I learned a lot just sitting there and listening. I barely had to talk in there, but I had to put my little piece in, you know.
Mhm.
But I didn't have to talk. I could just sit there and listen to Will and the person across the table talk all day. Or Becky sitting there talking to the person across the table and Will, you know, putting his little input in it. Like, it's just, like, you learn a lot just by listening. All you gotta do is open your ears and don't be closed-minded.
Absolutely. Wow. Very wise, young man. What about like, so you went to all the farms and then you went to the kitchen. So how did that change your relationship with food? Like, you saw the making process of food, and you saw the growing process of food. What do you eat nowadays? Like,
I still eat how I eat. Like,
yeah.
I eat whatever I crave. Basically, like if I can afford it, then I'm gonna go get it.
Right.
But like, it's just with the food process, it just showed me how like this neighborhood is a food desert.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we barely have any healthy food around except Woodman's, which is like 6 blocks that way.
Right.
Not even 6 blocks.
It's
more liquor stores than on the store.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's more liquor stores within the next 3 blocks of East Wash than there is food, like grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably half a grocery store, which is Woodman's. I mean, not Woodman's, Walgreens.
Walgreens.
It's not a grocery store. Like, we can't do no shopping, man.
Yeah, and it's also slightly expensive, isn't it?
Right. Like, this is a food desert. Like, we need food.
You need service.
Yeah, basically. We need somebody to open their ears and not be closed-minded.
Absolutely. What did you, as an athlete, what do you think about that? you have to eat healthy somewhat, or just eat food in general.
Honestly, I eat healthy occasionally. Mm-hmm. Like, occasionally. Like, when I need to, like, I know I gotta get in shape, like, of course. Yeah. But then, like, how hard I work out and stuff like that, I feel like that workout burns all that. But it doesn't necessarily. I know it doesn't, but, like...
Well, yeah, I guess even more so is, like, if you had access to affordable, like, organic vegetables, would you...
Yes.
You utilize it, right? And so...
I'm not saying I don't like vegetables and fruit. I just don't...
Meat, whatever.
Like McDonald's and the gas station is closing. Taco Bell, KFC,
and the liquor stores,
Deli,
and all the other places.
Right, like that's all that's right there, and then you go the opposite way, and it's an intersection. And
yeah, and it's hard to get into the neighborhood too.
Right.
And out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Finna go put in this work.
All right. Thank you so much. What was your name one more time?
Tyrone.
Tyrone, and last name?
Watson.
Tyrone Watson Jr. and Tyrone Watson Jr. Father. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right.